Hello and welcome back to the Girard Realty Show. It's Damian Girard, your host here. And every Sunday at 3 o'clock on the Big 550 KTRS. And we have a great show in store today. We have Mr. Alfonso Giganti from Girard Realty Group. Alfonso, say hello.
Good afternoon, Damian.
How are you today?
Excellent, sir.
Fabulous. Mr. Michael Mudry, our regular co-host of the Girard Realty Show.
Hello, sir.
I didn't say from USA Mortgage. You got to give me a chance to give you a proper introduction.
Okay.
All right. From USA Mortgage. Mike, how are you today?
I am great. Thank you so much, sir. How are you?
Excellent. I'm fine. You know, you just don't listen to me very much, though.
It's a problem I have.
So we got a couple of topics we're going to go over today. We're going to talk about some fun stuff like websites and applications that folks can use in their search for real estate, whether it's to buy or just general information. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a contract minute, which, you know, a lot of people, they don't read the contracts. And the contracts drive everything in the transaction of the buying or selling. Sure. You know, if it's not written down by law, it doesn't count, right? So it doesn't matter how many verbal agreements a buyer and seller might have, and the agent, you know, sometimes we do things verbally in the middle of a transaction. If it ain't in writing, it doesn't exist.
That's right.
And so I get some feedback from folks that, you know, appreciate because they want to know what the contract actually says, because what the contract says is what's going to matter if anything goes wrong, which is rare, but we don't want to be the ones that, you know, we don't want to be in the transaction that goes south on us, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So the contract minute today is about inspections, and I just think that I want to start by actually reading, and I don't normally do this because reading on the radio is not good radio, right, Johnny? I agree. But when you're talking about inspections, every property that we are involved in on the buy or the sell side, even if there is no mortgage involved, Mike, and even if, well, I don't know, I guess we actually have one now where there is no inspection because they're going to tear the house down. But there could be environmental inspections, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there could be other issues. So I'm going to read this because a lot of people are just unclear about what it means. Buyer may purchase one or more written home inspection reports from any independent qualified inspector of the property and improvements as deemed necessary by buyer, including but not limited to, and there's a whole list of stuff: environmental, wood destroying insects, roof repair, swimming pools. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Right. So
in my mind, what that says is that a buyer can have any inspection done on anything.
Right.
And it's really wide open.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Girard Realty Group, when we're involved on the buy side, we recommend all the time, Alfonso, help me out, building inspection.
Right. Sewer lateral.
Wood
destroying insects.
Pest
termite,
inspection, got to be done.
Radon for the basement.
And radon. I mean, those four make up probably 99%.
Yeah.
Now, the sewer lateral, you know, if you're in a new subdivision somewhere, you know, out west or St. Charles County or Jefferson County, something like that, maybe a sewer lateral is not that big a deal.
Sure.
But if you're in Webster Groves, if you're in Kirkwood, if you're in the city,
oh gosh, yeah,
you really got to know. Yeah, they're clay and they're 99 years old and they're built to last about 75 years. Mm-hmm. And most of, well, I don't know if most is the right, but at least maybe half of the communities, the 90 cities, villages, towns, and communities in St. Louis County have a sewer lateral program. So you're actually paying into, through your real estate tax, you're paying into an insurance fund, basically, that provides for coverage when, you know, you have a sewer lateral issue. But I wanted to bring up the inspection overall, and I wanted to read that language because in my mind, it's vague.
Oh, completely.
Right? And what it says is you can have anything inspected.
Any type of inspection.
Yeah. And then we know that after that inspection, you know, you got to get a qualified inspector. Mm-hmm. You want to get an ASHI certified. That's the American Society of Home Inspectors.
Sure.
Because if they're not ASHI certified, you don't know where their training is from. You don't know what their, you know, what their bent might be or their background or history. But ASHI has requirements about what is inspected.
Sure.
The report itself is critical because, Alfonso, how many times have you seen an inspection report from an inspector we don't know and we can't make sense of?
Oh, no. It's like I need the cliff notes to it because they write big, huge paragraphs.
Exactly.
And you don't know where they're going with it. And it needs to be organized in a checklist form where we can identify the problem.
And the reality is that if we can't properly present a list of corrections to be made or fixes or repairs or whatever, we're not going to get the best deal for our buyer. And if we're on the sell side, it's just going to be massively confusing. So the inspection itself is important. Who does it is important.
Right.
And then, of course, we don't have time to talk about the next step, but it's the inspection notice, which is the actual request for repairs and
there's
corrections.
a lot of strategy in that, and I hope we can cover that in the next show.
Yeah, well, maybe if we have a contract minute next week or the week thereafter, let's do the inspection notice, because that's where it comes down to who's going to fix what, and what happens if there is no agreement. Basically, you don't reach a resolution.
Right.
It's over. It's
Preparation
gone.
and presentation's huge.
So if you want any more information, or if you're in the middle of a transaction and you want a clearer idea of what your abilities are, what your rights are, what your capabilities are in the inspection process, call me right now, 314-896-0474. Damian Gerard, Gerard Realty Show. We'll be right back in just a minute.